No man's knowledge can go beyond his experience. John Locke. That's why, my friends, each and every day we spend 10 to 15 minutes in the market following these charts and learning by doing, experiencing, so that we have the knowledge to be successful. Let's jump into these trades today. Everything is up except gold pulling back almost 1%. Let's first jump into the S&P 500 as we almost always do. Of course, as we look back, we see the interim low back on the week beginning the 7th of April. And that was the interim low where things just pounded down. You remember those 2 weeks where the trade tariffs were announced. Then, of course, things turned around. We had a green spinning top. And then, of course, we moved on into what? We moved into a crazy, almost a doji week last week. That was the week I missed. And then this week, as we jumped into it, we see a nice green up candle. And again, it's going to be hard to beat that turnaround. Now, we see where things moved up strongly and sliding sideways. We didn't have anything triggering any down move today. And as we look at our trade execution summary grid, which of course is in your show notes each and every day. If you're not a subscriber to chartingwealth.com, you need to be one, because that's how you get the trade grid. And you don't have to sit there and try to write everything down. Here's where we are on the S&P. 70% bullish. Our entry point is around the 553 mark, about $1 below where we are right now. Expect a move of about $7, $6.75 to be exact, 75% back test accuracy. Now again, doesn't mean that in the morning you just pull the trigger and enter the trade. What do you want to see? You want to see things moving in the right direction with a nice green candle and decent volume. You can see how much volume has been decreasing lately on that half-day chart. Sliding sideways and down a little bit on the 2-day, and on the weekly, fairly decent. So do keep an eye on things as we jump in them tomorrow. What about the NASDAQ 100? Now, it looks better, not quite as wild looking as the S&P. Green spinning top that week beginning the 14th last week. Not quite a doji beginning the 21st of April, and then this week beginning the 28th. Nice green up candle up 0.66% for the day. You can see on the 2-day where the volume on the Thursday, Friday, Monday, Tuesday has been lacking. Didn't even hit average volume last week. And again, it's really those two plunging weeks where we saw the volume really escalate. And again, continuing to, it tracked sideways for a couple of days and now moving up. So keep an eye on things. See if you see a green candle with decent volume that might get you in to pull the trigger on a practice trade. What about 20-year U.S. government bonds? Interim low was going all the way back to the 7th of April. That low was what? It was $85. Last week, $85.98. Didn't get quite as low. But again, that did end the 3 weeks of down candles. We'll see if things are actually taking off. 0.85%. Oh, you know what? On the Qs I didn't give you. 65% bullish. Jumping in point is about $1 below where we left off today. And a $5.81 move, 70% back test accuracy. Not really excited about that. 65% never gets me excited. On 20-year U.S. government bonds, a 60% bullish. So again, a little more than a coin toss. Entry points around where it is right now at $90.20. About $1.91 move up. These are our predictions over the next 5 days. 65% back test accuracy. So about as good as a coin toss there, my friends. Not anything I'm interested in jumping into, but do keep an eye and let's see if indeed bonds are turning around, because that last green move was a nice one. Let's move on to gold. Where are we there? Gold bullish, 85%. It did pull back today about 1%. Jumping in point is just a little higher than it is now at 306.06. That'd be 306.25, about a $13.75% move. Expected 88% back test accuracy. We didn't have a jumping in point today, of course. on that down move because things started moving up. And of course, we are moving in the right direction. So do keep your eye on the 2-day. It has been weak over the last 4 days with those two dojis. So again, we want to see confirmation of decent volume. We've not had a lot of volume going all the way back to the morning on Wednesday the 23rd. And again, for about that 1.5 day period beginning on Tuesday morning, the 22nd, Tuesday afternoon, and Tuesday and Wednesday morning, we had some decent volume, but since then, it's really fallen off. Of course, last week with all that up move in gold, and the week before, and the week before, and the week before, we had really great volume. So keep your eye on things. This red volume for the week doesn't mean negative volume, doesn't mean a lot of selling. It just means that we opened lower than the prior close, but that is a clue, is it not? Okay. That is where we are on gold. And lastly, we'll go to Bitcoin. Where are we on Bitcoin? Well, we are bullish. 70% directional probability of about $1.05 as we look at where things were today, up 0.60%. Yesterday down, today up. We see an entry point around about right where the price is now. Expect a move of $1.05, a 75% back test accuracy. And again, you want to see decent volume and green candles in order to, again, jump in and ride that baby up. My friends, we always love to hear from you. CW@chartingwealth.com. If you appreciate what we do here at Charting Wealth, we've got some great stuff for our Patreon viewers. First thing you get when you sign up at any of the 3 levels of Patreon support is you get Options Made Simple the Charting Wealth Way. If you want to learn about options, we've got the great 3-part training series for you. Get you right into practice trading those. And of course, my latest book, 3-Wave Trading Advantage. You get your own e-copy immediately. God bless my friends. All the best from the whole team at Charting Wealth.